day, good evening, and good night, the global populace. I do have a couple of games here, which I wanted to cast. This is a couple of league matches from the Masters Division. We do have Klaas and Gatekeeper. So they submitted their games, but I have not yet seen the games, nor do I know the results, so I'm really excited to see it. Both are of a very good amount of time, so not too long, not too short. Let's go ahead and watch the first game. This is a host game by Klaas. It's on dual cold front. It's a very popular map. It's a good map, and yeah, let's just jump into the game.
Battle control initialized.
And as you can see here, we do have the Shroud enabled, which is a requirement of the Masters Division's games. So here we go, Gatekeeper to the bottom left, playing as Great Britain, and to the top left we do have, top right, we do have Klaas, playing as France. Now I believe Gatekeeper has chosen Great Britain by default for the league, and Klaas as any. Might be wrong in Klaas, regardless, he's going to play Great Britain for this game. So let's have a look at this. Now, dual cold front was originally a 3 versus 3 map with 3 positions on the top side and 3 on the bottom, but it also functions well as a 1 versus 1 map where you have a lot of nice expansion areas and some areas to move about. So it's not only about capturing an area and wall off. You can actually move your armies around. Quick notice, you see that Gatekeeper is moving from his infantry. He's going to try to scout, but Klaas, on the other hand, actually just rushes the war factory, which I like on some occasions, but it is risky. If your opponent can scout that you're actually doing this, then, you know, you might actually be rushed and get your game ended real quick. But for the time being, Gatekeeper is not actually going into his base. It's kind of just staying around the outskirts of his base, which is right here. So it's not. So Klaas is actually going to get away with this. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a ore truck. No, actually, I think this is a. It's a ranger. So he's going to go for that early ranger, get some early scouting. That's the earliest ranger you can possibly get in Red Alert on OpenRA. So you're going to have Klaas quickly getting down to the base of Gatekeeper and you know, keeping the tab on what's going on with his base. Gatekeeper does the more normal opening with the barracks, going to get some infantry out as he already has done, and yeah, just to get some extra vision. But Klaas is actually not producing harvesters, which is very surprising to me. He's building a light tank first. Light tanks are very good in this release for blocking the refinery. If you can get a good block on the refinery, then definitely your opponent will be behind because he can't unload the ore there. So here's the first light tank there. It's going to get into the ore refinery of Klaas. Now it looks like Klaas is maybe doing the same. This light tank is it's kind of matching up with the Ranger of his. I've seen Klaas play a lot of times. He generally tends to build light tanks, which is not the most popular unit in the RA mod of the release, because of obvious reason. It's not really a very powerful unit and can't really do the damage, but is a good unit to scout because it's a little bit tanky, with the exception against rocket soldiers. Okay, so Gatekeeper is back to producing harvesters, and he's probably going to get his MCV up pretty soon. Klaas moved his original MCV to get a hold of these ore mines. This is actually a gem mine actually. I've been pronouncing gems wrongly this whole time, so I'm going to call it gems from now on whenever I remember. So we have a couple of engagements there. The light tank there's 2 light tanks there from well, that was 1 light tank from Gatekeeper, not really doing anything. Klaas is just using that tank for a good spotter. I mean, this light tank as a spotter is not going to be taken out. It can, you know, you can spot all the movements with your enemy, and you can just pull it back if there's too much stuff going against him. So yeah, Now, let's see. Okay, so going to be medium tanks from Gatekeeper. He's not going to expand anytime soon, and he does have quite a few amounts of ore around his base. But Klaas' expansion into the gem mine is actually going to give him a significant lead if Gatekeeper cannot do anything about this. Klaas is not really building an army. Gatekeeper is building his medium tank army, which is really strong. And if he also can get his spy, his British spy, into the barracks and the war factory of Klaas, that's going to be even better for him. Gatekeeper does not really build that much high tier tech units or structures, so he generally bases play on the mid-tier army based on his medium tank, which you can see here is going to be very effective. And Klaas is going to have to deal with it now that he has moved in here. SMCV. Oh, we're actually losing that medium tank, but look at all these inventories left. So while Gatekeeper is expanding to the top left, he really should maybe take advantage of his tank play to move about the map a little more and find out about the expansions. Now Gatekeeper is going to blind expand to the top left, and here you can see the gem mine for the other side of the map. So you can see the map is kind of symmetrical in that way that you do have the equal amount of ore and the ridges and whatnot on both sides. So Gatekeeper is going to get that gem mine to get that extra income. But Klaas now has been left alone here with his original MCV, and there's the second MCV. I believe this will be used to kind of what's the word? Well, just take control of his original position. You can't really leave that position alone against a player like Gatekeeper, who's going to eventually try to find the weak spots of your base. Now Klaas just discovered the base of Gatekeeper, so I am pretty sure it's going to get in there and scout. It's not going to do the damage to the base anytime soon. In the meantime, he's also moving some infantry to the south, and Gatekeeper doesn't really have anything to either spot or defend this area, so he might actually lose a couple of harvesters if he's not paying attention accordingly. He's actually focusing on this expansion, which is just found. Ooh, taking out the harvester. That's good. This pillbox is going down. There's a couple of camouflage pillboxes, so this attack might be repelled. There's actually 3 now, or if it was 3 already. Now, camo pillboxes are tougher to take out than regular ones, and this flank by Klaas actually makes me think he's going to actually hold this off. But it's not really moving that MCV. That MCV is gone, and so is the harvesting of the gem mines for a while longer. Maybe Gatekeeper's going to lose his army, I'm thinking, but he might as well just take down all the medium tanks as well. So Klaas' army did take this out, but he did lose the economy advantage. Oh, I missed this! Yeah, Klaas is taking out Gatekeeper service depot, which is actually hurtful. No more medium tanks for a while for Klaas. Don't want to lose that freaking ore refinery though. That's going to be dropped like nothing. And what's Gatekeeper going to do now? Well, no, too many ore harvesters lost. That's very unforgiving. Klaas did have that beautiful engagement on the right side. I did expect him to take damage on that bottom position there, but moving the MCV out, but not the ore harvesters. Losing that many harvesters is going to lose him that economy he needed to get ahead of with Klaas. Klaas is pushing ahead here. I believe Gatekeeper should be able to take this out before the war factory is taken out. He's going to have to react quickly. Alright, and focus firing the rocket soldiers. That's what is going to have to happen here. It should be, yeah, it's going to be taken care of. But yeah, Klaas, this game has kind of, well, it's kind of neutralized, although Gatekeeper looks a mess at this moment with 3 harvesters, I mean 4, let's see, and Klaas has about 4 or 5 with that mined out area here. He's going to have to start mining this now, distance mining actually, and eventually rebuild the refinery here, possibly taking the right side. So both players are kind of ragged at this moment, but I noticed that radar dome is up for Klaas, so he's going to maybe get the well, he's building medium tanks, so I'm guessing he's going to go for the helipad and get some additional evolution. Like, neither player really knows what's going on the map, although Gatekeeper knows that this has to be taken out. Klaas is taking that back. Let's have a look at their player views. Okay, yeah. Ooh, mechanics in the army of Klaas. Love it. I don't see that too often. Certain players tend to build the mechanics, and they're so valuable. They can repair, they can take over units that they kill. For example, this ore truck. This is going down, right? So will actually the mechanic jump in and take the ore truck? I think it should, but it's just going to continue and probably just focused on repairing the medium tanks. Now that they're pushed back by this enormous amount of rocket soldiers, that's something that will definitely happen. Look at those mechanics go. It's really nice. So let's see here. Well, no indication of what Klaas actually wants to do. He did build those refineries down to the bottom expansion, so it's going to be in a very good economic position in a short while. There's the light tanks of Gatekeeper, probably because he lost his service depot that earlier moment. So these light tanks, you can see 3 of them. They can take an ore truck if they stay there long enough. Yeah, and they will. And at the same time, ooh, beautiful attack here, going for the economy of Klaas. I can see the army to the bottom here, with mostly medium tanks, but they are definitely going to have to do some damage to kind of answer this very powerful harass here by Gatekeeper. And Gatekeeper should be careful because he does have the upper hand here. I feel. The upper hand, but he's going to have to react quicker than he has so far. And look, this is like, at least this harvester should just immediately be pulled off. Yeah, there he goes. Very nice. So he's going to have to save that one and just try to kill off that stuff as quick as possible. Probably, well, I was going to say he probably loses this first of all, but with this reactive force here by Gatekeeper, he's going to be able to take out this entire force by Gatekeeper. This rifle infantry is not going to take taking engagements against the rocket soldiers, and so this was quickly dealt with. Very good engagement by Gatekeeper. Very good indeed, but he's going to have to continue doing the damage. Wow, these light tanks are still alive? And they killed off the harvester in the ore refinery. You know what, he should just get in there and try to block this ore refinery on the left with the harvesters getting the gems, sorry. And then he will actually, I think, be in a very good position. Now the Gatekeeper is going to push the front now. It's going to encounter artillery and camo pillboxes. This is actually good for Klaas. If you can take out this artillery quickly, it's going to be doing the damage that it needs. Ooh, a turret there. It's actually going to stop, and the rocket soldiers. So never mind. And I can see that Klaas has actually expanded to the bottom position here. So everything is up in the air here. Gatekeeper has been doing really well in the engagements, but I think he's just going to have to scout more and react to Klaas movements, because Gatekeeper looks to be stronger in the field, but he's being outplayed positionally. I'm curious to what's Gatekeeper's next step. It's going to be so crucial. But if I know Gatekeeper well, he's probably just going to start to rebuild his army from the get-go. It's not going to take up. We're not going to see the Radar anytime soon. Pretty sure. As I said that, I'm actually wrong. He's actually building the radar dome right now, so that's good for him because he needs more information on the map, and Heinz are a very effective unit to do that with. Oh, he actually spotted this base with a full-fledged army, so he's going to take this out immediately. Oh, he's going to move that MCV. Will it take it out? No, it's actually going to get away. Okay, well, at least it took out the economic expansion from Klaas. Alright, so this game is kind of equalized, but look at this, Klaas just keep getting surprised with Gatekeeper's small army all over the map. Oh, well, the medium tanks actually found the MCV here. It's going to definitely take it out. So that's very nice aggressiveness by Gatekeeper. Yeah, look at this. It's just attacking. It's pulling back. I love to see this. This is what I like to see when I see these small engagements of army units all over the map. Even this though, Gatekeeper should be able to take this out before it puts the War Factory. You know, you don't really have anything there. At the same time, there's an attack by Gatekeeper on Klaas's space there. Ooh, so much things happening. The War Factory is going down. Here comes the medium tanks. Should maybe try to run over this stuff. Yeah, and yeah, one pillbox will stop that easily. Gatekeeper keep pushing this position. There's just one pillbox left here to stop this takedown of the construction yard. I feel this construction yard might just go down. How many construction yards has actually Klaas lost this game? I haven't cut it out yet, but there it goes. Maybe just that one. Alright, so he's probably focused on this area, so he's going to probably lose his medium tank. Let's see. Oh, okay, Klaas doing the same thing, moving a small group of infantry. This is what you always should do, guys. Just make sure that you have some, you have some action out on the map to keep putting pressure on your opponent. It's the best way to play, and keep your opponents guessing what your next move is. Look at this lone mechanic here. What's it going to get? Also, mechanics are good to like pick up killed off MCVs and harvesters and whatever. So keeping a couple of mechanics with your army is a really good idea. You can always use them to recapture your killed MCV, your harvester, your medium tank, anything that goes awry. Alright, Klaas, small insurgency here. So could possibly pick off a couple of harvesters. At least one here from Klaas, from Gatekeeper, excuse me. Let's see, let's see. Oh, look at this hind. It's so nice to have this vision. Gonna pick up this artillery, move out before it gets killed, and should take care of this infantry lab as soon as possible to be able to move there. Let's go to scout, attack some power, and just head home. He didn't see that MCV though, so he doesn't know about Klaas setting up this area. Look at this scrappy match. But at the end of the day, it looks like Gatekeeper kind of has the upper hand in map control with hides now. Although Klaas has built the helipad, it doesn't seem to have the economy left to actually do something. The bottom expansion doesn't really have any ore. So Gatekeeper keeps sending out his harvesters into that base. Yeah, there you go. One pillbox to stop that thing. And you can see Gatekeeper has an army, so it's going to keep putting pressure on Klaas, who really can't build anything of significance. Still does not that war factory even, because there's no point in having two war factories if you can't produce enough stuff in the amount of time that they have the war factory up. Now this attack here might actually put the game over the deciding factor. This is going to end the game possibly. Yeah, Klaas just keeps selling him stuff. He can't really produce anything. Yeah, this is all Klaas has left. There's no way for Klaas to come back at this point, I think. So this was a very active match, very active participants by the players. Really enjoyable to watch. I can't really wait for the next game. It's going to be exciting. Also, Gatekeeper is he's been telling me he's really unhappy about how the league started. This is round 4. I haven't said so yet, and he's been picking up 1 point. He's been absent from one matchup, and he lost a double to 5 S's, which he was very much unhappy about, losing on his post match at least. Although 5 S's is a very strong player, Gatekeeper can pull off some real nice moves here, as you can see in this game. So he's ready to get back into the league and do the best he can to get the best position available at the end of the season. So there we go. You don't really see much else from this map. There's nothing more left of Klaas, with the exception of this extra expansion. So it's just about a matter of time before the game is closed out. Now the thing is about some of our players in OpenRA, they just like to play it out until they die because it's fun. It's a fun part of OpenRA, just to play the last man standing game, in which you just want to see how much damage you can give your opponent before you surrender. There's the GG, and the game is over. Really nice matchup. I really enjoyed watching this game. I can't wait to see the next one, which we're going to do immediately. But that is going to be the second YouTube video is going to come out together. So I'm going to put those games out in different YouTube videos. So with that said, I'll see you next match.